Today I'm going to talk about my research. Here in Kyushu University I'm doing research on human rights and international peacekeeping operations, searching for an effective mechanism to prosecute alleged peacekeeping personnel. Since the Second World War, United Nations peacekeeping operations has been playing a significant role all around the world, particularly in the conflicting landscapes. More specifically in Middle East nations and in African nations. Moreover, United Nations peacekeeping operations has a novel environment for creating new nations from the debris or from the labyrinth of conflicts and colonialization. Say for example, South Sudan, East Timor. But despite having this success, United Nations peacekeeping operations has also been facing a challenge in regard to human rights abuses and violations, challenge in regard to sexual exploitation and abuse by the peacekeeping personnel, those who are deployed there to protect human rights. In United Nations peacekeeping data, Conduct and Discipline Unit data, we have found that in 2018 till June, UN has received 33 substantive allegations. In 2017, it is more than 100, and it is 2016 again it is more higher. So with these kind of challenges, with this kind of data, the concern is very high and the concern is very grievous. And this is why the former Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, called this problem as cancer in the UN system. To encounter this system, the legal scholar, the legal researchers are doing many researches, and they have put forward many proposals. Among them, some are withdrawal of immunity, prosecution in the ICC, or prosecution in the host state. But here in my research, my question is, can the withdrawal of immunity or prosecution in the ICC or prosecution in the host state help to reduce the challenge? If not, then what is the effective mechanism? Before going to the effective mechanism, let me discuss the counter arguments. I counter argue that the withdrawal of immunity cannot be a solution, cannot be a legal solution for this kind of challenges. Say for example, there are so many reasons that the withdrawal of immunity cannot be possible. Let me give you two examples. One is the case law in US. One of the citizens of Haiti, Delama Georges, he brought a lawsuit in 2016 in US court, claiming that United Nations peacekeeping operations in Haiti was responsible for creating epidemic of cholera in Haiti, and it damaged a lot of lives. And Nepalese battalion contaminated the water of Haiti, and it was proved that due to this contamination, the pandemic or the epidemic spread out in Haiti. But the US court dismissed this case and said that if plaintiff's argument is true, then it will not only disturb the UN immunity, it will also disturb the legislative immunity, prosecutorial immunity, and judicial immunity. So immunity cannot be withdrawn. The second case law is the mother of Srebrenica case. We know in the Kosovo mission, due to the negligence of Dutch bat, many people were killed, and mother of Srebrenica brought this lawsuit in Dutch court as well as in European court. Though Dutch bat finally last year found that they were they have the negligence, but they didn't withdraw the immunity because the court said In the court observation, UN immunity is essential to continue their activities. Meanwhile, UN immunity cannot be withdrawn. And with this immunity, yes, still prosecution is possible. The second reason, in regard to the prosecution in ICC, yes, right now it is not possible. There are again so many reasons, but let me say two reasons. Number one is definitional challenges. The Rome Statute, according to the Rome Statute, ICC has jurisdiction over the big issues. Say for example, the war crimes, crimes against genocide, crimes of aggressions, or such kind of big issues. But under this definition, according to the Rome Statute, the peacekeeping misconduct doesn't go with this kind of definition. So at this moment, with this definition, peacekeeping misconduct or behaviors cannot be prosecuted in ICC. The second reason is, if we see the essence and spirit of ICTR and ICTY, we must say the ICC is deal with the big issues, the big fish. Say for example, the ICC is deal with the senior commanders or the senior leaders, not with the petty officers, not with the tiny soldiers or tiny constables. They should refer these tiny constable cases or individual cases to the respective or concerned national jurisdictions. So due to this issue also, ICC is not the appropriate place right now to prosecute these misconducts in ICC. The third one is, even in UN reports, many recommended that the peacekeeping personnel, these few peacekeeping personnel, those who are involved with this kind of misconducts, should be prosecuted in host state criminal jurisdiction. I counter argue it is not possible right now because there are again many reasons, but let me say few reasons. Number one is, the United Nations are deployed there because of the lack of absence of rule of law in these host states. There are absence of rule of law, and they have the question with their credibility of judiciary, question with their credibility with their working strategy, and non-partisan approach. So this is contradictory with this UN philosophy. If it is allowed to prosecute the whole state, then this is the contradictory. The second point is, as we know, they have the capacity constraints. Say for example, in many host states where even peacekeeping missions are deployed, they have lack of logistics and accommodations. They have lack of judges and lack of financial strength in terms of judicial capacity building. So due to this also, it is not right now possible to prosecute these few alleged peacekeeping personnel in whole state. The third one I can mention is that the peacekeeping personnel are deployed there for a short time. Let's say for example on an average 1 year. So within this 1 year, it is really difficult to prosecute them and to finish the trial process within this 1 year in the host state. And in many legislation, contributing countries legislation, sending states legislation, do not allow their citizens or allows their officer to prosecute other countries in absentia. So host state is right now not possible. And then here I come up with a proposal and solution. That is, there should have an integrated legal solution. And that is, I think that this integrated legal solution is, number one, there should have a joint investigation team. Number two, there should have prosecution in the hands of sending states or contributing countries. And third one is there should have a permanent compensation commission to compensate the victims of this kind of allegations. The justification of my interlinked legal solution is, there are investigations, but there are investigations in many ways. Sometimes UN is doing investigations. Say for example, on favor of UN, on behalf of UN, OIAS is doing investigations. sometimes sending state is doing investigations, but these two investigations do not meet each other, one another. Meanwhile, I said they should have a joint investigation team, and this team include at least 3 members, 1 member from the sending state, 1 investigation from the United Nations, say for example maybe from the OYOS or CDEU, and another member from the mission area. And among these 3 team, at least 3 members team, they should have a 1 woman. And with this investigation team, they will produce a report. Based on this report will go to the UN as well as to the sending state. Sending state will prosecute these allegations. Here again, there are some debates that sending state is not doing right thing, but this is wrong. We have many evidence that sending state is doing prosecuting these people, punishing these people in huge number. Say for example, Bangladesh military, particularly, and Bangladesh police, they have made a benchmark in prosecuting those whoever, maybe few numbers, but still those whoever prosecuting these guys without any kind of consideration, without any kind of mercy. And this best practice is already in United Nations area, missions area. So Bangladesh is doing very good in regard to these prosecutions. So I think it's quite possible. And the third one is, after this prosecution, another one, the last resort is, there should have a permanent compensation commission to compensate these victims. Because the present Secretary General said that there should have a victim-focused strategy. But they want to build a trust fund, but this is ad hoc basis. So ad hoc basis problem solution cannot make a permanent cannot meet a permanent solutions for permanent challenge. So to meet up this permanent challenge, there should have a permanent solution, and to make up with this compensation, there should have a permanent compensation commission. And with this main argument, with this main interlinked 3 proposal, basically this is one proposal. I do have some also general recommendations, and as we know, as we read the other research paper, the general recommendations include the ongoing continuous training, maybe in home, maybe in abroad, with all the members of the peacekeeping personnel. And secondly, they should have the uses of new technologies, let's say for blockchains, or let's say for uses of digital technologies to reduce this kind of crime, to create proactive actions. With this thing, also there could have dissemination of the case laws. We have very good case laws right now, right at this moment, regarding these peacekeeping misconducts, regarding these peacekeeping liabilities, regarding these peacekeeping responsibilities. So these case laws should be disseminated among all the peacekeeping personnel. And third, there should be a gender balanced recruitment in peacekeeping mission. There should be a gender balanced recruitment. The gender balanced recruitment is recommended by many, and it definitely will work on the and it will sensitize this problem. With all these recommendations and with the main argument, I am here today, and I am hopeful today, I am confident today, but there will be a time. I'm sure there will be a time. I'm pretty sure there will be a time. Hope in this time, in the future, if the United Nations high-ups, if the Department of Peacekeeping Operations high-ups considers this proposal, there will be a zero abuses, zero violations by these few peacekeeping personnel. Thank you very much. Thank you each and every one.